I searched across the internet to find the best LEGO knockoffs in existence. There's life-size weapons, military vehicles, minifigures, and so much more, so let's get right into it. Starting off, there's life-size LEGO weapons like Thor's hammer, which has some really nice part usage, with the whips and the handcuffs to represent some of the symbols, and they made the base more interesting, with some rocks and bolts of electricity surrounding the hammer. This set also has a little Easter egg, with a hammer for a minifigure on the inside. If the hammer isn't enough, there's also a bunch of samurai swords, like this sword which is almost 1 meter long, and comes with a stand, and a scabbard to cover the sword. There's even a sword that actually glows in the dark. I also found a working LEGO gun which LEGO would never make. It is a red and gold colour scheme with some dragon detailing, and it can shoot a spring-loaded missile. Some other life-size items are these cameras. I think the black and red camera has got to be my favourite, with the flash attachment, a 50mm lens, and I like the piece usage, with a gear and a disc piece to represent dials, and an inset stud for a button. The other camera is a black and grey colour scheme, a 60mm lens, and they used a gear, a wheel, and some disc pieces to represent some of the buttons and dials on top. Lastly, there's a viewfinder up top, and you can see the image that you took. And for the price, these sets are amazing. And lastly, there's also food represented in LEGO, with a drink, burger, and fries. LEGO is very strict with what sets they can make, which means they will never make any military sets. So to meet the demand, other companies like Hobie, Mega Construct, Sluben, and many others create their own military sets. And there's even sets based on real battles, like this set which is based on the Battle of Kursk, which is actually the biggest tank battle of all time. And they included a Soviet tank, which could be a T-70, a jeep with a figure manning the turret on the back, a nice build for a plane, an outpost with some foliage covering it, an anti-aircraft turret, and a mortar launcher. And the next set is based on the infamous Battle of Normandy. First off, I think the Allies are a little bit outnumbered, with just one landing craft, so I don't think it's going to go too well. There's a pretty impressive build for the bunker, with plenty of defences like the turret, a covered spot for the soldiers to shoot down, and an anti-aircraft turret. There's also a tower for receiving signals, and a control room on the inside. If you prefer having naval ships, this military battleship will not disappoint. It has over 3,000 pieces, it's over 1.2 meters long, and comes with 2 microplanes and a boat to go alongside it. There's also many sets that would look amazing on display, like this floating island, with a house on the top, and a tree with pink leaves. There's also plants hanging off the side, and there's some lights to make a really cool waterfall effect. A medieval port with some houses, some palm trees, and some wooden piers, so they can transport some food or supplies onto the boat. There's also these micro builds, based off of many iconic locations and characters, like this micro build of the Eiffel Tower, which is almost 40 centimeters tall. This set which shows how the Sphinx would have looked 4,000 years ago. The Tower of Orthanc, covered in black spikes, and has the iconic orange eye at the top. A micro build of Tom and Jerry, Sonic, Zootopia, and even a model of the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World. If you're looking to get some buildings for your LEGO city, there's this really cool garage which can fit a bunch of Speed Champions cars, a modern coffee shop with a slanted roof and some plants outside, and there's quite a few modular buildings like the Town Hall, Jazz Club, Boutique Hotel, the Green Grocer, an observatory which looks like it's built on top of a hill, and this haunted house which has a really cool building technique for the door. These sets are pretty good, but my favourite has got to be the Movie Star Villa, which looks really cool, and there's a supercar parked outside as well. Transformers is one of the most popular franchises, with 7 live-action movies, grossing over $5.2 billion, which is absolutely insane. And with success like that, Creo raced to acquire the license for Transformers sets. And while they aren't bad, there's sets that are way better, like this 2-pack containing Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Optimus has his iconic blue and red colour scheme with metallic pieces and loads of flame details, which I really hope aren't stickers. And for Bumblebee, he has a yellow and black colour scheme, and he's covered in metallic silver parts which look really nice. They also have the feature to transform, and Bumblebee is completely covered in different weaponry. These sets are insanely cool, and for only $15, they're definitely worth buying. If you're a fan of sci-fi movies, there's this diorama of an astronaut exiting a space station, which is incredibly detailed, and even has a backpack full of different equipment. There's also this set which shows how the Earth orbits around the sun, and it shows how solar and lunar eclipses work. They also made this space shuttle with one side that shows the inner workings, and the other side shows the completed shuttle. They also included a stand to display the set, and a Hubble telescope. If you're a Star Wars fan, there's Darth Revan's lightsaber, a replica of the 2008 MTT with over 20 minifigures, a massive Super Star Destroyer with over 7,500 pieces, an Imperial cargo shuttle from Rogue One with over 4,500 pieces, and you can build an entire droid army for only £6. And they even made a Jedi temple with a Micro Republic frigate and 2 gunships flying over the temple. And on the interior, there's the council room where you can play some Jedis, and at the bottom, there's a walkway with a table at the end. Minifigures are one of the most iconic parts of a LEGO set, and they can be very expensive, but they don't have to be. There's Ghostbusters figures with Peter Venkman, Egon Spengler, Winston Zedmore, and Raymond Stantz, selling for just $7. Star Wars figures with some interesting molds for some of their armor. DC figures with some really nice printing for Batman, Aquaman, and Cyborg. Minecraft as well, with a bunch of different characters and mobs, with some ender skeletons, a cave spider, and Steve in full diamond armor. An army of Uruk-hai soldiers, which would actually be quite useful, as the LEGO ones cost around £10 to £15 each, and even Ninjago. Yeah, I don't really remember the ninja having motorcycles. But what about figures LEGO never made? Well, there's these multicolored Godzilla figures. From these, I think the mechanical versions have got to be the best. Next there's figures based on the Hawkeye show, and Kingpin is absolutely hilarious. There's also Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Coco, and even Among Us figures. And I've saved the best for last, with a Mark 1 Iron Man suit, which looks exactly like the one from the movie. Adventure Time has got to be one of the best shows. And guess what? There's Adventure Time LEGO figures. There's a Banana Guard, Finn, Marceline with her guitar, the King of Ooh with his staff, Lemon Grab, which is a really cool character, Ice King with Gunter, and the Flame Queen. One of the best movies that came out this year is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and there's some really cool figures based on the characters. We've got Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2099, and Spider-Man Noir. I don't exactly know who this character is though. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an upload.